We have Precipice Blades and Origin Pulse in Pokemon Go paired up with Primal Groudon and Kyogre. So we're gonna see how strong does this move actually make or break this Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So you know what time it is. Welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go. Welcome back. Are you guys excited about Primal Groudon and Kyogre? Everything almost is out that we need to know about this Pokemon, including the stats of this moveset. And if anything does change, I will update you guys, but man, oh man, are we looking at some potential upside to this moveset. So we do have Precipice Blades. I believe that's how you pronounce it. If I am pronouncing that wrong, tell me in the comments below. And that's gonna go on to Groudon. And then we have Origin Pulse, which is gonna go on to Kyogre. And this is going to be their signature moves that we have been waiting for a very long time, especially myself, where I think that Groudon deserves to be above Garchomp in the ground category, even with Earth Power, and I also believe that Kyogre in the primal form deserves to be above the Mega Swampert. So that's where I'm sitting in Pokemon Go, and let's see if this moveset is going to hold up its end of the bargain as being their most effective moveset, hopefully, in the game. So both of these movesets, as discovered by Pokemon Go Hub, are going to cost 130 energy, which we already knew about that from Pokemon Go Live's article, right? From the actual Pokemon Go. And as far as the energy cost, it's going to cost 100 energy. But let's just talk about Earthquake, and that's going to be 140 damage. So we're looking at 130 compared to 140, but that's not the entirety of the window because we have to look at the time and everything like that of how this move is going to be broken down. So as of right now, let's check out the stats before we jump into the movesets of these Pokemon. So if we're looking at Primal Groudon, it actually becomes a ground and a fire type Pokemon, which I did not know. As of right now, at level 50, it's going to max out at 5,910 according to Game Press. It's going to have an attack value of 331, which is extremely strong. The Groudon, with it being dual typing, will be double weak to water and single weak to ground. It's going to double resist as far as its resistances, electricity, and single resist bug, fairy, fire, poison, as well as steel. So pretty good looking Pokemon here. And then as far as the Kyogre, that one's going to be weak to two things. They share the exact same stats, so it will be maxed out at level 50 at 5,910 with an attack value of 331. It's going to be weak to grass as well as electric, and then it's going to resist fire, ice, steel, and water for a grand total of 4. But just remember, these Pokemon are going to get a triple boost in candy and XL candy when using these Pokemon, especially I believe when they're at primal level 3, similar to as the Mega level 3, and that is going to be as follows. For Groudon, it is going to boost ground, fire, as well as grass for the triple typing, and then as far as the Kyogre, it will get the triple boost to bug, water, and electric. Alright, so now let's move into the ER value, which is the same thing as DPS times TDO, but a little bit more tailored to the reality of using these Pokemon with the DPS and the TDO, damage per second, and total damage output. So I hope you guys are ready for this. Let's start breaking down the Groudon first, and then we will move into Kyogre, and I'm going to give you my recommendations for each. Starting off, we do have the Groudon in the primal form. Okay, so without Precipice Blades, we have Dragon Tail Earthquake, which is going to be the top performing moveset for the Primal Groudon at 46.86, and we have the all-ground type Mudshot Earthquake at 46.66. And then if we go to the next page, we want to see just the Groudon with Dragon Tail Earthquake, top performing move at 37.96, and Mudshot and Earthquake at 37.9. And let's not forget about the honorable mention for the Solar Beam and Fire Blast, being that it's extremely strong here. Alright, but let's add in Precipice Blades because that's what we want to know here. So for Primal Groudon, it's going to do Mudshot and Precipice Blades at 53.09 in comparison to the Earthquake at 46.86. So we are looking at quite a significant bump right there with that moveset, which is insane. I can't believe it. It is actually happening here. Okay, so oh my goodness, this moveset has already made this Pokemon stronger by quite a bit in that value range. So now let's check it out in the ground category, and then we'll move into the fire and the grass to see where this Pokemon is. And then at the end of the video, we are going to check out where do these Pokemon sit in the overall strength of attackers in Pokemon Go. For the ground category, the overall #1 ground attacker in the game, Primal Groudon, Mudshot Precipice Blades at 53.09, followed by Mega Garchomp, which is going to be at 50.59. And then we do have the Groudon, Mudshot Precipice Blades at 53.17, which is 10 points below. Then we have Shadow Mamoswine, which is actually now behind the regular Groudon at the high horsepower, and it is even outperforming Mega Swampert. In just the regular Groudon with this new moveset at 40.22, outperforms Garchomp by quite a bit at the Mudshot Earth Power, which is a strong move in itself at 38.78, Landorus Therian form, Mudshot, Earthquake, and then we have Shadow Golurk, Mamoswine, and Rhyperior. So for anybody out there that says Shadow Golurk is one of the top attackers as the ground in the game, if not the most, well, it is one of the top 10, but it is definitely behind Groudon, Shadow Mamoswine, Garchomp, Landorus, and then we have the Shadow Golurk. Oh my goodness, we have the finally reigning supreme, what deserves to be the Primal Groudon in Pokemon Go. That is the #1 ground attacker with Precipice Blades. Yes! I'm excited about this. But now let's also check to see if it's going to break the top couple for ground, for the fire, as well as the grass. So for the fire moves overall, at the top we have Mega Blaziken, Mega Charizard Y coming in second. Let's check out the Mega Blaziken at 52.4. Then we have the Mega Charizard at 51.91, pretty close there. This is not going to include fire fast moves right here. Then we have the Mega Mewtwo Y, Mega Mewtwo X up there with the Flamethrower, Mega Garchomp, Reshiram, and then the Primal Groudon. So actually regular Reshiram with the Fusion Flare is going to outperform the Primal Groudon, which is quite impressive. But now let's move into the grass category because we have Mega Sceptile at the top, 51.06, Mega Latios with Solar Beam at 46.28, and then in third place we have the Primal Groudon with the Solar Beam at 44.88. Wow, quite impressive right there. So as for this Pokemon, guys, I would highly suggest you take an account of what you're doing. So if you're multitasking this Pokemon with PvP, you're going to want Fire Punch on this Pokemon. However, at the same time, if you want to go for a meta attacker, guys, it looks like the grass is going to be more impactful than is the other ones because grass is going to be above a lot of Pokemon, while Reshiram with Fusion Flare is going to be above. If you want to see the Fusion Flare best of the best, you definitely want to check that video out. It's really good. It's going to outperform the Primal Groudon without having any type of boost, which is quite impressive. But now, let's move into the water category and check out where does Kyogre sit with Origin Pulse. At the top, once again, we have Primal Kyogre, Waterfall, Origin Pulse, 53.09. Behind, Mega Swampert with the Hydro Cannon at 50.56. Let's go, excited about that. Mega Blastoise at 45.91. Ash Greninja, Mega Gyarados, and then the regular Kyogre, which is now outperforming Shadow Swampert, Shadow Feraligatr, Shadow Gyarados, and the regular Swamperts. And that value is going to be 43.04. Alright guys, so quite impressive there already. Wow, that is extremely cool about this Pokemon. So I'm really excited about these. Both of them making their top spots and highly recommended to have at least one of them that you're going to max them at level 50. However, what is going to go on with this Pokemon as far as its top spot in the game? So as we have expected, Mega Mewtwo Y and X are still going to maintain the top at 64.24. Insane. The only 60s in the game, Mega Mewtwo X, Confusion, Psystrike, 62.12. Then we have Shadow Mewtwo, Confusion, Psystrike at 57.41. And then we have the Mega Garchomp, which is all Dragon, which I do anticipate that Mega Rayquaza will outtake it at some point at 54.84. Eternamax, Eternatus is not out yet, but then we have Primal Groudon, Mudshot, Precipitate Blades, and Primal Kyogre coming in at the exact same ER value in the 7th and the 8th place. And that's going to be in front of Mega Lucario and Mega Metagross. Alright guys, so this is out of control. These Pokemon have breached the top 10 in Pokemon Go with these new movesets. Well deserved. I am so excited about these. I am definitely, most definitely going to be TMing my Pokemon unless the only way to get these movesets on these Pokemon is if you evolve them, and in that Primal Evolution they do obtain the moveset, but I don't see that happening in Pokemon Go. So as of right now, Elite Charge TMs are going to be highly recommended for me, and they are going to be some of the top attackers in the game for their Primals, and even outside of their Primals, as their regular Pokemon, they are still extremely effective, which may warrant powering up multiple of these Pokemon, because I certainly am. So thank you guys for tuning in as always, to all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes their support, subscription, invitation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.